We need Democrats who have the courage to stand up to the power brokers in our own party, let alone Trump and his goons. We don't back down. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high. We take them to the mud and choke them out.
Today, gang. This has been something, man. Oh gosh, wait, I'm talking to both mics.
Apparently today, Fox News had 6 different shows where they talked about Dr. Abdul El Sayed. To all of them I say, they are united in their hatred of not just me, but all of us. And I welcome their hatred.
Power live in the country where we're supposed to believe that certain people can get more and more and more. And us, wherever we are, we're supposed to just accept that this is all we can get. But I'm here today to tell you that that's a lie.
ICE cannot be reformed. ICE cannot be reclaimed.
I'm back. Look a little bit different, of course. You'll be getting a lot more videos from this setup. Right now, it is currently 8:42 p.m. on April 6th, 2026, which means that in 2 days, your boy will be turning 22. I didn't know what exactly my first video back on this platform would look like, how it would start. Obviously, there's so much that we could talk about. Those of y'all who've been following this account for years are probably like, what the hell's going on? Or are probably incredibly proud, hopefully, so far of where we've taken it. I'm talking to you guys right now on April 6th because I'm about to get in the car and me and my brother are about to go, you know him, me and AB the artist, are about to go to Michigan. This has been a crazy journey. Shout out to the Jam podcast, all of y'all who probably watch over there. So many things have happened and continue to happen in the world. And I'm going to be able to get the opportunity to go to this rally for Abdul El Sayed. But the reason why I'm going to Michigan and wanted to pop up at this rally is because at this young age of 21, 22 by the time y'all see this video, the constant advocacy that I've chosen to do has worked out to the point where I'll get opportunities to pop up at a rally like this, or people will feel that my coverage is valuable. It's a really weird position because, like, it's an obvious thing I think about is the danger associated with it, right? I'm not out there in the trenches doing like the most dangerous and intensive job in the world, but you can look at the historical record and look how they've treated people who talk about the similar topics that me and the guys try to talk about each week. And that crosses my mind a lot, but the thing that gives me so much more confidence and hope is that every single time we do make these videos, every single time I leave YouTube and come back again for the 90th time, I come back to more people each time who have seen or discovered the content and have the most kind words for me. I've met so many of y'all outside now, and like the love that y'all provide me is so potent, and we each feel it every day, me and the guys too. So thank you guys infinitely for that. Right now on the agenda is we go there. Rally is 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. There's 2 rallies, one at the University of Michigan and the other one at Michigan State. I haven't decided if I'm gonna go to both yet, or if we're gonna go to both yet, but we gonna go see what Michigan hitting on, and then your boy should be 22 by the time we're on the road on the way back. We got a 3.5 hour 40 minute drive ahead of us. I don't know what to expect. This is gonna be my first, probably overtly, I think my first like political rally attending and being media at. I mean, I guess besides the DNC. So I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna hopefully get to sit down, record some with Abdul. Hopefully we get to record some with Summer Lee and Hasan as well. But it's no secret that they've dragged this event through the headlines. So I decided what better way to bring in the birthday and give y'all another video. It's been long awaited, but y'all will be getting more content from me moving forward. Please leave in the comments what you want to see a little bit more of. I don't think the ASMR videos are coming back, so if you was an OG and you remember the ASMR videos, sorry, you're not getting that shit. But yeah, let me stop waffling and let me finish packing and get ready to get on this road. I have like I said I was gonna leave in 10 minutes, and I have pajamas on. So, you know, of course I was never gonna leave on time. You know what this is? The CP network, nigga. Fuck. Where you going? Look at this nigga. Nobody call. Oh my God!
Nigga rubbing his belly.
What's good? What's going on, guys?
What's good, y'all? OnlyFans.
Yeah? What you doing on your OnlyFans?
Are we doing tutorials on how to get money?
Don't have to
Y'all
get
think the jam is like a social thing? Nah, it's a pyramid scheme. If y'all want to learn how to get better at finessing, come to the jam Patreon, the jam YouTube, the jam.
It's only like $6.99, bro. What the f you doing? You ain't even bought it yet, or something like that. Matt, tell him, bro.
We don't do no scamming. This is all for the good of the people and the betterment of the society. We don't even make no money off it.
It's really an Ace bank account.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he the main one that be trapping out the man.
Cash at me. This little nigga. Never mind, I ain't even gonna say it. He need a new badge. Y'all see that? It's all ripped up.
That's that fault. Oh my God.
It's this nigga fault. A brand new badge.
Get you a little nigga that don't dig in the fucking bed to get comfortable. You have
You
to.
go to the gym? Yeah.
Yeah? I'm about to stay here and go to the gym my damn self. We got that peep the jam sticker. You know what I'm saying? Peep the jam sticker. Peep the jam sticker. I got my jammies, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna need. And then I got my other fit for tomorrow in the bag of doom. I'll see y'all at an unknown time in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It is 3:27 on April 7th. 3:27 in the morning, 2:27 Chicago time, because we are ahead of the ball game now on the East Coast. The boy. But yeah, it's bedtime. They not bringing my shit. The Michigan State one is like an hour from where we at. We in Ann Arbor. I will be going to the University of Michigan one, and that will be all. I'm not about to drive another hour to go to fucking Room of Doom, High Ceiling of Doom, Artwork of Doom. But there is a padlock here, though. I don't know why they got this padlock. They got evidence hiding in there and shit. Kitchen of Hell. See why they only got white people on this food bowl. But yes, we have made it, and now I'm exhausted, so I shall be going to bed. I was trying to film this that way, like a dumbass, even though I'm black. So like if you flip it, you can see that it is 5:22 p.m. rally day. Why am I just now turning on the camera? Stop asking questions. But I'm still not fully moisturized. So if I'm ashy, no, I'm not. Doors open for the event at 6:30. Matt was just watching live at the Michigan State University rally, because we only gonna go to the University of Michigan one. And he was asking where we at, so we finna pull up there. But I don't know how generous they about to be with this time, because they said each creator gets 60 seconds. These questions gonna take a little bit longer. I'm planning on asking him about Medicare for All, because it feels as though, at least my perspective, and this could be my biases coming into play, from what I've seen, Abdul El Sayed is one of the real deals who wants to do like Medicare for All or a universal healthcare system. That means that a lot of private insurance companies would go out of business, which means that they are trying to find, the Democratic Party as a whole right now is trying to find anybody that can sound like Bernie Sanders on healthcare, but like they tried it with Pete Buttigieg before, back when he did the Medicare for All who wanted thing, like niggas wasn't about to catch what you was trying to do. Now we're in this thing where everybody's for Medicare for All nowadays, but nobody is actually for like abolishing private healthcare or making it so that the most dominant, uncompetitive in a sense market for healthcare is publicly owned, because that allows you to keep prices down, that allows motherfuckers to not have medical debt. Sure, that could increase wait times just a little bit, but I'm sure with the endless resources and wealth that this country has, it could clear up some of the efficiencies that exist in some of the European countries that don't have $1 trillion fucking dollars to just casually operate with. But, you know, we will do everything to make sure profit gets generated, but not that innovation is actually pushing us, because I've never heeded that argument about people talking about universal health care and like, oh, in Canada, they got to wait a little longer. We don't allocate any of the wealth or any of our bureaucracy to make sure that that process is efficient, because we've just deemed that domain to Aetna and fucking Blue Cross Blue Shield this entire time. I really want to see how he distinguishes himself from his opponent, Mallory McMorrow, because that argument that she made gives me a lot of red flags that she's another, traditional Democrat type, but just seems to be a little bit more woke in her language. Although she has come out and said she won't support Chuck Schumer, so I'll be asking him about that as well. Iran, because today we all woke up to the news that the president of the United States, who's been elected 2 terms now, threatened wiping out a civilization. That civilization being Iran, a civilization with 90 million people whose history through different colonial rule or through different kingdoms and all type shit goes back way further than the white European presence on the North American continent, I guess. Right now, there are civilians holding arms together outside of military, outside of power plants, because they threaten to blow up power plants and bridges, which are war crimes. So I think 14 million people of the 93 million plus in Iran are gathered right now to try to pressure the U.S. to consider otherwise and not commit something that it could never take back. Trump and U.S. officials have been increasingly talking about nukes, maybe tactical nukes. You don't know where this nigga Trump's mind is at any hour of the day. So all of this stuff is on the table. I went into this long-ass rant because I'm talking about the questions I'm going to ask him, but also, like, with this being my first video back in a long time, I remember my first political video, which was Dear Donald Trump, where I just laid into him about the border and all types of shit. Barely knew what I was talking about. I was 14, and I'm pretty sure that video is still up here. But I did understand that that man poses a threat, and that man is a representation. As I got older, I began to learn that that person is a representation of all of the corruption and rot within American politics. It's just all kind of distilled into one, like, flab bag nigga. So we'll see what happens tonight, but I can only hope that we are not plunged. I was about to say we don't plunge ourselves. No, we are not plunged into World War III by the same nigga who in 7th grade, me and my homies were talking about how he will plunge us into World War III. On a less grim note, I am excited to ask about these questions. I think I'm going to probably lead with this one, though, but I really want to ask him what he thinks about Black people. I know he was head of the medical department in Detroit, but when it comes to Medicare for all, I feel like something that I struggle with is the conception that the government can only be in this nation set up specifically to denigrate and exclude Black people. And I feel like before I can ask anybody to trust in the vision that healthcare should be a human right, especially within the Black community, especially when it comes to talking to the choice of a regular Democrat versus a progressive Democrat or whatever. I can't argue the value of that if I can't believe that we have leaders that want to build out a healthcare system that is actually truthfully universal, does not waver in quality because it happens to be in a poor or predominantly Black neighborhood, actually researches the health needs and the legitimate differences, not racist pseudoscience, that Black people have, or that Black people are different issues that Black people are suffering from as a result of understudying, underfunding, and all the other shit in these communities that we see today. Because I don't want it to be America does healthcare and it's just America, I want it to be a new and improved thing that actually gives people a reason to believe that different shit is possible. So all that good shit. I don't have anything prepared for Summer Lee or Hasan. I was just watching Summer Lee's address for the Working Families Party, but I'm sure I'll come up with something if we get to talk to them. I'm not sure if we'll get to talk to all of them, but I also couldn't tell you what could happen. We get there, and then Hasan could see us, and then we could be on the stage. I don't fucking know. Chances are security not gonna let that happen. But it is 5:31. I'm about to eat this food. What food? It's some bullshit. It's McDonald's. We got in really late. We got in at like 2 a.m. Don't fucking criticize me. And so I'm tired. But I'm about to bang this food. And then it is game time. I don't know. I could go on Instagram and see where they are. But
Just then.
what? I got a notification from Ariana Jasmine that says Trump announces ceasefire. Trump agreed to suspend Iran bombing for 2 weeks. I thought the civilization was gonna. Oh my God, bro. Well, we're about to
uncivilize the civilization, I thought.
we're gonna go talk to people who are not idiots because Iran couldn't agree to the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. They've been saying that he's been timing when he's wilding out and when he's acting chill with when the markets are opening and closing. Yeah. So on a Friday, he'll be like, we're about to do some crazy shit because then the market closes and then it can't be affected until after. Then he'll say a ceasefire at the beginning of the week to calm the markets.
Some bullshit.
Some tells me they tried to negotiate some shit. Iran wasn't going for it, and now he realizes it's Tuesday and they might crash the fucking oil prices. So he's like, ceasefire. I hate this, man.
I'm like that. I'm about to say we got to get press passes, but I don't know if we got to wait no whole thing.
Yeah, maybe. We are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Appreciate you. Have a good one. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're checking in. Thank you. A volunteer? Hello. We go over here checking for. Yeah.
Yep, check in over here.
Hello.
Media?
Yeah.
Well, we have seats in front if you prefer.
Fire. Yo, we should have recorded some when we was pulling up. I have not seen that many people stand in the line waiting to go to a college event, bro. But University of Michigan is a big college. And you wanna know what I just realized? They won March Madness.
Oh, they won March Madness?
Yes, they won the whole shit. So I just seen the celebration. I was like, it's a coincidence we pull it up here.
Right, that's
What the hell? It's got to be written. But yeah, there's so many people waiting outside. We got to skip the line. Fresh credential of dude. The jam pod, nigga.
Hold on.
Nigga.
We're here to celebrate our brother Abdul Sayed. Tonight we're here to be proud because it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Let's hear it from Peter.
2 weeks ago, I ran for the Human Rights Party, and 30 minutes ago, I'm not joking, I ran over to this meeting. 30 minutes ago, I was sworn in to be the University of Michigan's next student body president. Something else that I want to know is that Abdul is the only candidate in this race who has unapologetically condemned the genocide in Gaza.
When I was a state representative in 2018, I introduced what's called MyCare, which is the first of its kind plan for single-payer universal health care in Michigan, and I've been working closely with Abdul to base his plan off of many of the things that we did back in the day, back in 2018. But as too many years have passed and too many people have died in our country from lack of health care. Our health insurance system is murdering people today. Thousands of people across Michigan are dying because they don't have health care. This is inhumane. It is an injustice. And it is something that we, together in this room with Abdul, are going to solve.
And I'm tired of having to beg my colleagues to do the right thing, to not take money from the people that hurt us, not to literally spend resources and funding like this for war and destruction and death. But when I ask them, what are we going to do about the fact that we have a water crisis, where I have high schools with garbage bags over their drinking fountain, and they can't seem to come up with the money for that? It's shameful. And I'll tell you, for folks that keep pushing back and saying, Rashida, you're always talking about genocide in Gaza. I tell them, if any member of Congress or Senate can support a genocide like that, what else are they supporting right here in our backyard at home?
Please raise your signs and make some noise for our next speaker, Twitch streamer and
Oh shit!
38 days, Operation Epstein's Fury has been continuing by a bunch of fascist monsters that got tuned up by Israel, where Donald Trump basically was the first and hopefully last ever president that would be foolish enough to be at the mercy of Benjamin Netanyahu, would follow through on his lifelong project of continuing his death and destruction campaign. And a lot of the people that are on the Republican side, the reactionary side, they, instead of talking about that, decided to talk about me and stumping for Abdul El Sayed instead. That's what they did for the past 2 weeks. Apparently today, Fox News had 6 different shows where they talked about Dr. Abdul El Sayed. To all of them I say, they are united in their hatred of not just me, but all of us. And I welcome their hatred. We must not give up. And if you cannot maintain revolutionary optimism when you feel really sad, when you feel really angry, remind yourself of the worst fascist that you know. It could be Donald Trump. It could be Rabbi Shmuley. They're going to be very excited if you stop fighting. So we cannot fight spite, but we cannot stop fighting. Let spite breathe life back into your movement. Because remember, none of us are free until all of us are free. Free Palestine.
Let's hear it for Hasan! Put your hands together for a true champion for working people, Pennsylvania Congresswoman Summer Lee!
Michigan, or if you're in Western Pennsylvania where I grew up, or if you're anywhere else in the country, that we know what it feels like to have to fight for everything that we have. We know what it, some of us, I'm one of those folks who knows what it feels like to come from the working class for real. I come from family that helped to build this country up with our labor. I come from folks who have built this country with our unpaid labor. You know that we deserve, whether you were in Detroit or Lansing or Ann Arbor or Pittsburgh or Philly, that we deserve clean air and clean water. That in the wealthiest nation on earth, every single person here should be able to go to a doctor when they have a sickness, or you should be able to go to a school where you don't have to mortgage your life to pay for the rest of your days. That we deserve to live in a country that says that we should have a home, a country that says that we won't look at our homeless folks and say that there's nothing we can do for them. I'm tired of living in a country where we're supposed to believe that certain people can get more and more and more. And us, wherever we are, we're supposed to just accept that this is all we can get. But I'm here today to tell you that that's a lie. We will have so much more. And that's why it's so important. And let me tell you, young people, I know what you're up against. My sister Rashida talked about it. I'll talk about it. We talk about it all the time. We're here for real lived experience. I don't take for granted. I'm probably the congressperson that has the highest student loan debt in this country. I don't talk to students and talk down to students because I don't think you're ready. I come to talk to students because I know that you all have experiences and perspectives that are so important to our democracy and so left out that I refuse, and we should all refuse, to not come directly to you to hear what you have to say. You can have someone in the Senate who doesn't kowtow to the corporations or the corporate PACs or the do-nothings, that they can reflect your actual visions and ideas for this country. Right now, we have something to fight for. So right now, I'm not asking you here to believe in us. I'm asking you to vote for Abdul, yes, absolutely. But I am saying that I need you to believe in you. I need you to believe in how powerful we are as a collective. I need you to understand our history, because here on college campuses, worlds have been reshaped and rebuilt and rearranged over and over and over. We see that anytime our country is in a problem, the solution's on your college campuses. That anytime our country needs courage and clarity, the solution is in
your pocket. Medicare for all. That's right. My name is Abdul El Sayed. I also told me I got no business having a conversation with all of you. They tell me I got no business having a meeting with somebody like Hasan or Summer Lee or Rashida. Whether you're talking about West Ann Arbor with Yusuf, or you're talking about West LA with Hasan, or you're talking about West PA with Summer, or you're talking about the West in general, we've got an opportunity to change the face of American politics, and we will not back down. We will not back down. And in this election here right now, we have a choice about whether or not we are willing to stand up against that disease of our politics, to take on corporations where we find them to do our bidding in our politics rather than theirs. It is no longer appropriate for them to pick our pockets simply because we got sick. It is no longer going to be acceptable for DTE to raise our rates faster than 46 other states.
Oh shit. They be getting scammed on the utilities and shit. Sound like comment.
While AIPAC tells us that the number one goal of our foreign policy is to align with a foreign government. And I want my tax dollars protecting Michigan, protecting Michigan kids, providing Michigan health care, fixing Michigan roads. This is a movement built on our love for people. All of us love and revere Jewish folk, our Jewish neighbors, the faith of Judaism. Trust me, nobody will fight harder against anti-Semitism than somebody who intimately understands what it's like to be discriminated against because of how I pray. Love and reverence for the Jewish people is founded in a love and reverence for all people. So how dare I say that I love the Jewish people without standing up against the genocide against Palestinian people?
Talk about it. Talk about it.
It is the same love that should move us to stand when we see injustice against Palestinians, that should also move us to stand up when we see injustice against Jewish folk. It is the same love for humanity. I'm so sorry, but if you're willing to use a child as bait, you do not belong in the U.S. government. ICE cannot be reformed. ICE cannot be reclaimed.
I ain't say it, they did.
The president talks about wiping out a whole civilization. 93 million people, conservatively. 30 million of them are children. And this guy's talking about a genocide of 93 million people, 30 million children. And somehow Fox News found it fit to cover this rally 6 fucking times. And not talk about the fact that the president wants to commit a genocide in Iran. I understand that he does stupid shit every day. I also understand he's got a weird obsession with the Drakes. But what kills me the most is when members of my own party want to do this doublespeak.
Yes.
Where they talk about, well, it's an illegal war, but if they ask me for funding, I would definitely vote to fund it. It's either illegal and you wouldn't fund it, or you think it's perfectly legal and agree with it. But stop playing games. When they tell us that we cannot stand up and abolish ICE, we don't back down. When they tell us that we can't build an economy that includes all of us, we don't back down. When they tell us that we cannot believe in a future that is bigger than the present we have, we don't back down. I'm Abdul El Sayed. I am running for U.S. Senate.
Oh shit. What's up, man? What's up, bro?
It was good. I think there were a lot of very good points that were hit on. I think a lot of the major things that I was expecting, they hit on. I really like the part where Abdul mentions that, like, when you factor in the AIPAC spending and everything, you'd think that it'd be spending to try to win an argument. But a lot of the times they'll just couch it behind smears or other stuff, right? So the intention, you have to question whether the intention is to actually have the conversation or if it's just to, you know, pay to win on the egregious stuff that they can't defend. So I really like that he highlighted that. But overall, it's good. Now we get to see what this media hitting on. Shorty who was talking to us in there. Watch me find out. New York Times. Yeah. New York Times here. Because she was trying to, I could tell by how she was trying to couch some of the questions. Bro. But she did get me to talk about foreign policy, which, I mean, I don't know what you thought you was going to bring up with, but it was still very good how it went. Little press never scared nobody. Because,
We gotta get this fit.
oh my gosh. I was about to say, come on, look at the fit. I'm about to say, wow, look at the fit. Oh my God, look.
You know, AG dressed the way he wanted to dress.
Of course, nigga. Nigga, what they say? Buddy white people. No?
Just then.
Can you raise your hand if you have a question, please?
Why do you think Democrats chose this moment to fight?
Great question. I think they would rather talk about anything but the thing that many of them wanted, which is this war. The reality of the matter is a lot of the Democrats that are speaking out about this in the finite amount of time that's readily available for them, as opposed to banging the drums against Donald Trump's unjustifiable war that he was goaded into waging alongside Israel. They're doing that because they would rather lean into distractions. There is obviously a positive outcome in all of this stuff, and the reality is that with the age of independent media, voices like mine that used to get gatekept from polite society, from conversation. I brought it up in my speech earlier as well. You have massive super majorities of the population that have completely shifted their attitude on this issue because it's unconscionable that we have supported a foreign country that has committed a genocide. People are frustrated with that, and the previous ways of dealing with this issue, instead of talking about the actual issue itself, was to simply say this person is a bad person. We're going to find quotes that we can mine and smear this person, attack the messenger rather than tackle the message. It's not working anymore in this new media environment, but I think it's a place of fear. It comes from a place of fear. It comes from the fear of losing control over the messaging, and I'm very excited about what the future holds. And I'm glad that there are real fighters out there who say this kind of stuff is a distraction, and we should focus on the real issues, feeding families, making sure that we fight for health care for every single person, making sure that our tax dollars are allocated back to us rather than, waging unlimited wars overseas. And I'm very happy to stand next to Abdul El Sayed here, who I think is a candidate that will represent those forces very well in the Senate, hopefully, inshallah.
We're going to go to Andrew, Jewish Telegraphic Agency.
Thank you. Abdul, you grew up around a lot of Jews. You grew up near Temple Israel. I imagine some of them, I know some of them are concerned now about you campaigning with Hasan. What do you say to them? And Hasan, could you explain the Rabbi Shmuley comment?
So let me speak to that. I am so grateful to have grown up in a community with a large proportion of Jewish Americans. I learned a lot from the Jewish tradition. I'm grateful to have been invited to bar and bat mitzvahs, and to be invited to seders, and to be invited to spend time at shul. And I'm grateful to have been able to do that even on this campaign. I stand deeply and profoundly against anti-Semitism in the same way that I stand deeply and profoundly against Islamophobia. Those two things always run together. It is not anti-Semitic to criticize a foreign government, and it's not anti-Semitic to criticize a super PAC that is intent on aligning our interests with the foreign government. There are a lot of people who want us to think those things because they want to stretch the definition of anti-Semitism to encompass a foreign government. And I just will never be okay with that. It is out of my love for people, all people, that I stand against anti-Semitism. It is out of my love for people, all people, that I stand against genocide. And I would expect nothing less of anybody who claims to stand up for the equal rights of all people. When it comes to Temple Israel, I was profoundly shaken. Many of my friends growing up worshiped at Temple Israel. Nothing justifies the heinous attack that we saw on Temple Israel. I stand in solidarity with my Jewish sisters and brothers for an America where that kind of thing never happens again. I also think it's just critical for us to understand that hurt people do hurt people. And the circumstances happening 6,000 miles away can affect the lives that we live here. And if we stand against violence, we've got to stand against violence, all violence. And I tried to make that clear in my comments. I think some people tried to quote that out of context, and I understand that's how politics works. I'm not here to defend myself. But I will tell you this, I will always stand up to defend my Jewish sisters and brothers who are fighting for an equal right to be who they are, to express their beautiful faith in the way that I choose to express mine. And I hope that folks understand that.
Do you want me to answer the Rabbi Shmuley question?
Yeah, I'm just not sure what you meant by that.
Yeah, Rabbi Shmuley is pro-genocide. It's pretty simple. And what I was saying is, if you feel like there isn't enough courage within you, if you feel discouraged, then let spite be the reason why you go out and continue to fight the good fight for truth and for justice and for hopefully peace in this region. He was the first genocide dare that came to mind. You probably should have used Randy Fine instead. I feel like he's more of an annoying figure.
You're talking about a specific person.
What do you mean?
You're talking about a specific person, not a generic Rabbi Shmuley.
You did? Oh my God! You don't know who Rabbi Shmuley is?
I know a Rabbi Shmuley. I didn't know who you meant.
Oh no, that's what I was talking about. Rabbi Shmuley Blatea, famous rabbi whose daughter has a kosher sex shop in Israel. That's what I was talking about.
Thank you. Can we have hands up for questions, please? All right, we'll go Olivia at the Free Press.
Okay. So to follow up on the answer you just gave there, how is that not an equivocation? Because the logic, if you extend the logic there, that would be like if after October 7th, someone went to a mosque and was upset, did something awful there. How is that logic? How does that not translate?
After October 7th, there was a whole genocide against Palestinians.
They blew up a lot of mosques in Gaza. I don't know if Free Press reported on that. Sorry.
So no, look, at the end of the day, we can play this rhetorical game where we pretend that all actions stand on their own without a context, or we can try and have an adult conversation about context that exists in the world. Because at the end of the day, we all live in the same confined world. The things that happen one place in the world can affect what happens somewhere else in the world. And if we're serious about preventing bad things from happening in the world, we also have to be serious about the context in which they're created. And I'm trying to be serious about that context. So I can both say that the attack on Temple Israel was anti-Semitic and wrong. And I can also say that the circumstances that created that, it didn't happen in a vacuum. And that those circumstances that created that are important to stand up against as well. So, the notion that somehow I cannot condemn a war that killed a little boy and a little girl in Lebanon because of an attack on Temple Israel seems to me inconsistent with the way the world actually works. And I'd like to live in a world where we stand up against any and all violence, understanding that anti-Semitism is wrong, understanding that wars that we should not be fighting are also wrong, and understanding that there really is a connection between the two of them, however much the rhetorical games that people try to play tell us that there somehow is not.
And you've been asked this before, but you've never been clear. Does Israel have a right to exist as a Jewish state?
Olivia,
yes or no?
Yeah,
thank you.
What do you mean by Jewish state?
I feel like
if
it's
you
a
can't define your
straightforward
question, I'm not going to answer it.
We're going to move on to the next person, Fox News.
Hasan, do you feel like your presence on the campaign trail may hurt the candidates that you're supporting more than help them?
If I felt that way, I probably wouldn't show up.
Very much appreciate the strides that y'all been making, the efforts to kind of mainstream this brand of politics. I feel like is the answer to a lot of our problems.
I'm grateful to you guys for covering this.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, thanks for what you guys do.
Yeah, bro. Of course. We're gonna launch the first edition of a show that I'm starting called Keep It a Bean. Keep It a Bean. We not doing that shit. I already forgot about the bit for the rest of the questions. So, but don't steal it. It'll be back soon. Keep it 100. All right. Obviously, you've seen the media about you.
Wait, what's going on? I wasn't aware.
We've seen how much press that this event has gotten in general. It's one of the reasons why I ended up coming here, because of the concept of not talking with you for whatever other opinions that you might have had. I want to ask, what does that do for your, optimism or hope looking forward in what you're hoping to accomplish? Because it seems as though there's a battle to try to expand the tent. Yeah. And there's multiple millions getting pulled in to keep that tent as strict as possible. So how are you navigating that?
I have a lot of hope because, look, I've been doing this for 12, 13 years at this point. And it felt a lot lonelier 13 years ago when I was speaking to a much smaller audience. And now that tent has grown, whether the Democrats like it or not. I feel a sense of optimism in all of this because even 2 years ago, if this level of coverage was so heavily focused on little old me, it would have done irreparable damage to my goals, my advocacy, I would have been besmirched up and down. I would not have been able to maintain a platform where I can continue communicating with, thousands of people. And now it doesn't work anymore. Yeah. And also, it's a 90-10 issue. So if they choose to be on the other side, on the wrong side of a 90-10 issue, when there's a three-way election within a margin of error, great. Yeah. Abdul El Sayed is a phenomenal candidate. Yeah. I've been very impressed with him. I've been very excited about what we can do, right? He's a great representative of the new wave of left flank candidates that I want to prop up, that I want to fight for, because he will fight for us, and our shared values. So one of the problems in this race has been the fact that, despite that it's a Michigan Senate seat, there hasn't been a lot of media coverage, and I guess we solved that problem.
There are people pouring millions. We've seen it happen in Illinois the other day, where millions are poured out from outside forces to try to buy off Senate seats. And I feel like right now is you have to counter that with something. And bringing the eyes, do you hope that bringing the eyes, bringing the audience of the people who are on a Twitch or on a more modern social media type beat, do you think that attention will be hopefully a good counterweight to all the propaganda?
Absolutely. Look, we have a relatively sizable audience. I have a relatively sizable community. I mean, you saw a piece of that upstairs. But the thing is, they're very passionate. Yeah. They're door knockers. They're campaigners. Like, these are the guys who are constantly locked in, even when politics is seemingly boring from a normie perspective. Yeah. And these guys make the backbone of the foundation of every solid campaign. Yeah. They were there for Zoran as well. Hopefully they'll be able to show up for Abdul El Sayed in a similar fashion. And hopefully we can make this necessary change.
Yeah. Hey, watching, get out there. It always starts with step one. Yeah. And it's a very good step one. So come out, support all the above. Of course. Appreciate you, bro. It's good seeing you as always. Joshua, Jam Podcast. Nice to meet you.
Man, you know I'm gonna talk to the brothers.
And you already know what the question out there.
I gotta talk to the brothers.
Here, you go take hold of that. Great to finally be here and meet you in person. I've been following a little bit. I've watched your response to the State of the Union for the Working Families Party. And what I really wanted to ask you is something that I've been struggling with as like a black person and a young person in this space, is trying to find and explain, especially to other black people, like what you feel is worth in a movement like this. A movement that speaks to unity in politics, that speaks to things like Medicare for All, because there's often a lot of rightful medical distrust, like within our communities, based on what has legitimately happened to us. So when trying to get people to believe in this new vision, how have you dealt with that, and how have you found your space in this space as a black woman?
I mean, the first thing I do is that I remind people this is not new. Yeah. Right? That there are revolutionary and radical traditions that are rooted in American blackness. Yes. Right? That we've actually been in the trenches for the very things that we're fighting for right now from the very, very beginning. Whether it be Medicare for All, and I think about the fact that, the couple things that the Panthers did. And the Panthers are not the only folks within this lineage. But I think about them because they're who people know best. Yes. Right? They fed folks. Yes. They educated folks. Free of charge. And they made sure that they were healthy, right? Because Medicare for All, free public education are all fundamental to black liberation just as much as it's fundamental to all the rest of our liberation. But the reason why I think this progressive movement is why it's so important for us to be here is because we understand at a level that is irreplaceable how important it is that we be in solidarity for our liberation. We understand what it means to live through the conditions of the worst that can be imposed upon someone in this country, in this world, and also why it's important that we fight to make sure that nobody else is subjected to it. Yes. So right now, this is a movement that is ours to shape and ours to build. And there are people that hope that black folks, stay silent. They hope that black folks feel homeless. And that is by design. So my advice, not even my advice, my encouragement is that we don't allow people to make us homeless in politics, right? So whether we can build at the same time, that we will, because we've always had to do that. But know that this movement is for you. It is about our liberation. It is about our freedom. And nobody's going to fight for that harder than we are going to. Yes. Period. Ever.
Yes. And I want to get people to understand that these struggles are interconnected.
They are.
Like, you have to find people who are good allies, yes, but also our place will never be kind of like put off to the side because black people are always at the center of revolution.
Period. And people think that people want black folks, especially black men, to feel like somebody is going to come and replace us, right? Our status in this country, in this movement, is fortified.
Solidified in history.
Right? But there are people who want us to believe that our enemy is somebody who came to this country maybe more recently than our ancestors got here, or somebody who worships differently maybe than we do. Instead of the people who have been robbing us, who have been taking for us, who have been legislating against us from the very, very beginning. So keep focused, right? Keep our eyes on the prize. Like, my enemy is not somebody who is also being screwed by this system. Like, my enemy is not somebody who maybe speaks a different dialect, maybe came from a different region in this world, right? Again, black struggle is global and universal. Don't allow people. There are people who want us to feel disconnected also from global blackness.
Yes.
They want us to feel they want us to the diaspora wars. They want us to feel disconnected from the class struggles. They need black people to feel at odds with all of these other movements. Because as soon as we've overcome that, they recognize that our focus is going to go straight back to where it needs to be, on eradicating these forms of hate, on eradicating these forms of greed, on eradicating these forms of oppression. So don't fall for it. But also, you can still question.
Yeah.
You can still assert, we can still assert our lineage, our heritage, and we can still do that while building with people who are going in the same direction as us.
Yes. Hey, that's one of the biggest things. I'm glad to hear it from you. It kind of pours back in confidence into the work that we'll do as well. And I'm just trying to get people to understand like why they always have a spot in this, why they shouldn't tune out to movements like this or to politics in general. So thank you for the work that you've been doing. Can we have a thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to finally meet you. And hopefully we can get you on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Of course.
Meet my people.
Of course.
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
I'm Congressman's Chief of Staff.
So, I'm here with Abdul El Sayed, running for Senate out here in Michigan. It's good to finally meet you, man.
Privilege is mine.
I just wanted to ask a couple things about your race and broadly what your positions could be if you're elected to the Senate. Democratic leadership is growing increasingly unpopular, as it seems. It feels like different conversations are happening within the party and is different than what's like happening on the ground. An example I point to about this is Chuck Schumer. He pointed to his job being, quote, keeping the left pro-Israel. And as we've seen today with the president waking up, threatening to wipe out a civilization in alliance with Israel and the ongoing genocide, what will your position be on a Chuck Schumer leadership if elected to Senate?
Yeah. So look, I've been very clear. My pick for leader would be Chris Van Hollen. I think he's a phenomenal leader. He's got incredible talent when it comes to navigating legislative bodies, and I think he'd be an incredible leader. I think it's important to remember that I don't know who the alternative is. So anybody who tells you I'm not going to vote for this person, who doesn't know what the alternative is, I just think you're sort of putting yourself in a position where you're like, that seems I've been around the block too many times to make a commitment to something where I don't know what the alternative is. Yeah. But I'll tell you this, I am going to support the person who can give me the best option at getting money out of politics, putting money back in your pocket, and passing Medicare for all. And I'll tell you that it's not just one person. It's a whole system of our politics. Yes. Right? And it's bigger than one person. So I'd hate to be in a situation where you change out a leader and you get somebody who's going to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, you don't get that.
So let's get serious about a system analysis here of our politics. Yes. And it's bigger than one person. I think somebody like Chris Van Hollen, who's rejected corporate PAC money, who's rejected this idea that somehow our politics should be in thrall to a foreign government, I think somebody like him would be an amazing alternative. And I'll tell you what, I'd love to draft him for leader. So if you're listening, CVH, I got you.
Yes, sir. Hey, pay attention. We looking for people to step up is one of my biggest things, and this is why I was attracted to your campaign. I've been following along, and the energy seems to be based around this policy of Medicare for all as well. And I really like that because I feel like we try to get away from the issues. We try to get caught up in the personalities, but it's really good when you can run a campaign making a few good promises. We saw Zoran did a similar thing. Yep. On Medicare for all, it seems, and I'll bring up one of your opponents here, Mallory McMorrow, it seems you guys share a similar lane. People like to cast it as y'all be battling for votes.
Do we?
I'm going to say.
I mean, look,
get to it. Yeah.
I'm the only candidate in this race who's never taken a dime of corporate money. People talk about their experience, and their experience is taking corporate money to win elections.
Yeah.
I would never do that because I understand that it's the single most corrupting aspect of our politics.
Yes.
I am not afraid to talk about abolishing ICE. I'm not afraid to talk about Medicare for all. Those two things are not a coincidence.
Yeah.
So, look, at the end of the day, I'm not running against anyone. I'm running for a future
that serves Michiganders. I'm building an indelible relationship with Michiganders, and they know who I am because I've been saying the same thing since I ran back in 2018.
Exactly.
I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So that's what I'm talking about. So look, people are gonna ask, who's in what lane, this and that. Like that's not for me to decide. I know who I am. My job is to make sure Michiganders know who I am, and they understand that I stand 10 toes down on the policies I believe in. Other candidates, they like to pick and choose where they're going to be tomorrow. At the end of the day, if your candidate can give up on positions they say they held, ask yourself when they're going to give up on the one you care about.
Yes. I wanted to ask you specifically about Medicare for All and your proposals in that regard. I remember a criticism that was said was like, imagine RFK Jr. or Donald Trump at the head of government when we have something like Medicare for All. My question to you would be, what is the difference in your positions when it comes to a public option versus single payer? And what can we see in health outcomes difference depending on each system?
What a weird argument. Because that argument could be used against Social Security, could be used against Medicare or against Medicaid, against all these programs.
Against all government action.
Literally, why would you even build a government program if somebody else might run it? You know why they get to run it? Because for us, we don't stand on courage. So at the end of the day, why don't we just go win elections on the things we actually want? So I have been clear that I believe in Medicare for All. So clear, in fact, that I co-wrote a whole book on it, right? And what Medicare for All is guaranteed health care from the moment you are born to the moment you expire, right? Hopefully at 120 years old, peacefully in your sleep, right? That it doesn't require a copay or a deductible or spend down, that you don't have to pay a premium for it, that is there for you and provides the health care you need and deserve regardless of where you are or what circumstance you are in your life. That is Medicare for All. A lot of people like to confuse the issue about what it would take away. It's not going to take away anything. I don't think it has to take away anything. It's about what it provides you. Notice, I didn't say option. I said guarantee. That's the difference. I want to guarantee you health care. Other folks want to talk about an option, right, that you probably can't afford.
Exactly.
We got options. Just can't afford them.
And I think that it could create a two-tier system as well. And that's why I wanted to finish off with my question about vulnerable communities. I was just talking with Summer Lee about her representation being a black woman in this space and this type of liberatory politics that it seems is embodying your campaign, the unity of it all. I want to ask, what do you see for a vision like Medicare for All that applies to solving for some of the health disparities we have in black and brown communities, as well as providing the most top care to everyone in the country?
I really appreciate you asking that question. My whole career has been about serving underserved communities. I was the health commissioner for the city of Detroit, rebuilt the health department there. I led Wayne County's Department of Health, Human and Veteran Services. Right now in our country, the vast majority of people of color are funded on government health insurance programs that do not reimburse at the same level as private health insurance. So we basically are saying that in our country, care provided for a black child, for example, is reimbursed at nearly half the rate as a white child. We're basically valuing that child's body differently. Medicare for All would sit there and say, no, not a program for low-income people and then another program for seniors. One program that guarantees and backstops everybody. Now the challenge when your health care is not reimbursed at the same level is that you end up getting discriminated against at the point of care. And I've seen that with my own eyes. It is heart-wrenching. But if you have the security of Medicare in your back pocket, no matter who you are, the system doesn't discriminate against you because your body commands the same quality of care, the same reimbursement rate as anybody else.
It removes that profit incentive.
They say programs for the poor are a recipe for poor programs. That's why I believe in universal programs for everybody that cover everybody, because I do not want a situation where folks are covered by poor programs. I want everybody to get the dignity of the health care they deserve, regardless of the color of skin, what they do for work, whether or not they've been locked out of work. I want that for everyone. It is the reason why I have been so focused on Medicare for All my entire career. It is the reason why I would never give up on that fight, because I have seen too many people from communities where they look like you or look like me being discriminated against at the point of care because of the health care that they have. I want to end that. Medicare for All would end that.
Hey, Abdul El Sayed, man.
Appreciate
it's
you.
Good, man. I hope the best success for you in your campaign.
Thank you all for coming out here.
Of
I
course.
really appreciate you.
All the way
Thank you all
from
for what you
Chicago,
do.
know what I'm saying?
Great you. Great
I had to. Part of the reason why I came was I didn't want to do ice and airports and everything. So it's good to have some.
Well, the nice thing about Chicago, you could just drive out. It's a 3.5 hour trip.
Yeah, like 3.5. But it's good. I wish you the best, man. Good
Appreciate
meeting
you,
man.
How was today, gang?
This has been something, man. Oh gosh, wait, I'm talking to both mics. It has been a day, man. If you asked me when I sat down and made that Dear Donald Trump video, would I be here when I turned 22? Nah, I wouldn't have told you that it would happen like this. My nigga Hasan over there in the corner, like that's just kind of how we do it, bro. And it was good getting to talk to all the candidates. My goal here is basically just trying to provide the information where it's lacking. A lot of people, even in our communities and nationally, don't know what the answer is to the fascism, to the racism, to the doomer shit that's all on our timeline. So I want to take times like this to uplift people who I feel like have a very good shot at leading us into a better future. And it was cool getting to meet them, talk to them. Congresswoman Summer Lee, Abdul El Sayed, Dr. Abdul El Sayed, Hasan Piker, and
Free press.
Yeah, free press. Third way. That nigga, what his name, Matt something? The nigga who said he's a disgrace. We'll see about disgrace, bro. I think it's intentional. That wording is intentional because it's trying to alienate and demonize this side of things. We gonna ask what side of things is gonna be ready and equipped to deal with the multiple issues that black people face. Thank y'all for rocking with me. We about to hit back to the road, and then in a few hours, your boy is gonna turn a new age, and the sun's gonna go around the moon or whatever the fuck it is.
Yo, all these niggas that got to keep their press passes.
Nigga, I hope this isn't me just talking in your right ear. So for sake of precaution, I'm gonna take out both mics because you gotta hear what I'm saying to you. Don't eat the Michigan Donalds. Don't eat the McDonald's in Michigan, man. The same reason you don't eat the ribs that's at the car dealership, nigga. Don't do it. I said it in the foot. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat this McDonald's. Nigga. I wish I would never did that shit. Try to warm it up in the microwave. Soggy fried. This is as big as the bridge I have to sell to the next nigga to tell me that we could just keep ignoring the genocide. We've made it back home. It is 3 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, April 8th. We're supposed to record at 11, I'm pretty sure, a.m., so I need to take my ass to bed, but we just got back from the trip from Michigan, and this is one way to spend my birthday. I could for sure say that. I'm incredibly appreciative of the opportunity to get to do this for a living. Y'all have pushed me to a point where I never thought I'd be this quickly, at least, and I can never be more thankful than I am. I'm incredibly thankful. It means genuinely the world to me every time I get to meet y'all, and every time y'all tell me how much y'all been watching the content and rock with it. I can't really even put it to words. I be overthinking the social interaction too much, so I probably said some boilerplate thing to you if we did meet, but trust me, it goes much deeper than that. This has been a journey, and I can't wait to keep it going. I can't wait to finally crack this YouTube shit, and I can't wait for y'all to embark on it with me. See where we can take this and see what change we can leave on the world, because I feel like that was one of the many mission statements that came through when I felt as though I needed to rant about politics on the internet that first time. We've been giving it a fucking shot and a half, and it's been going pretty decently, so thank you guys for following for this long. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank you guys for rocking with the jam. Thank you guys for everything. And I'm gonna go to sleep now. Please, I don't know when this video is gonna come out, but hopefully very soon in relation to my birthday. Because this is kind of like a gift, and your boy is back on the YouTube. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on all the platforms, TikTok, Instagram. Go follow the jam. Go follow the guys, Matt, AB, Allen. And yeah, we gon' see, because this is definitely just the beginning. Thank you. Have an awesome day or night wherever you may be. And peace. Love you guys.
Only God knows what the fuck just happened, bro.
What just happened? You can just say anything to these niggas.
Yeah.
You can just you can be as tough as you want to be, as blunt as you want to be, as funny as you want to be. You can do all that shit, and it's only like a societal expectation of like, oh, it's a big moment, so you gotta act nice, when you could just be yourself in the shit. I can now wait for her to write about it in an article. Because for her to have then gone and did do you think Israel has a right to exist as a Jewish state? To Abdul right in front of me after that, I was like, oh, that's the timing you're on. Free press. Oh, okay. What brought you here? Yes, y'all brought me here in particular. What someone like Abdul understands, and even someone like Hasan, is how all the things that are happening foreign policy-wise affect what's happening here. And what I'm saying is how the same system that's fueling Zionism, whatever, is the same system paying these police officers, they're training these police officers who then come in black neighborhoods and kill niggas.
Yeah.
And they know that. They know that's the case, and it's controversial, you're not supposed to say it. But as we're watching them commit a genocide and constant war crimes every day, is it really so surprising?
Yeah.
That's why they're losing. Sure, you're not talking about, do you have the right to exist as a Jewish state? That's gotten us to this point, gang.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you're looking for.